All right, episode 6. Where does that land me? I've recorded this about, I don't know, 7 times because I can't seem to make this a good cohesive thought. But I'm trying. So if you've watched episode 3, 4, and 5, where I really just talk about my heretical view of things. And let me just summarize some of those, just in case. Episode 3 was Trinity via Constantine, where I think Constantine had a pivotal role where he brought, even though the idea of homoousios, one substance where the Father and the Son are the same substance, even though that idea was crushed, uh, the followers of Sibelius, he and all of his followers were excommunicated in 220, and that idea was crushed. It's also known as modalism, where that idea was crushed. It had been rejected by the church, but in 325 at the Council of Nicaea, when Constantine comes in and he pushes that idea of homoousios, no one argues because you don't argue with an emperor who likes to kill people. And then it, I think that's why I think that's how the Trinity came into the church, and that with that, the next episode is modification of Scripture, where I feel like I did a decent job of explaining that the New Testament is modified. I'm aware that Tanakh is modified, but not to the extent of the way New Testament has been modified. There are example after example of where the church modified the text to have it match their theology, which I guess that's okay, kinda, but not not really. Um, I mean, I guess it's okay. It used to be okay. Now that I disagree with a lot of the teachings, it's not so great. But with modification of scripture, you wind up a little. Some things are a little more. Um, Things are redefined when scripture or New Testament is modified. It it allows people to change things, and I'm not a huge fan. And then you have things like the virgin birth, where Isaiah 7:14, where the word virgin isn't even there in the Hebrew; it's only there with a translation. And when people are quoting the Septuagint, the Greek verse, or the I guess the Greek word, which has a slightly different meaning, where it doesn't say young woman, it says virgin. Then, when you're writing things in Greek using Greek words that have different meanings than the Hebrew, that's how things are changed. Now, I'm still trying to figure out how to handle things like the Matthew and Luke both talk about the virgin birth. I I I kind of have to shrug my shoulders a little bit and say I'm not sure how all that works out. I'm trying to have kind of, I guess I'm trying to rebuild some framework, or the framework, and I'm trying to piece these things together, and it's hard. So where does where does this new theology land me? Well, it lands me where I still believe in Jesus. I still believe he's Son of God, Son of Man, Messiah. he's just redefined. Um, I mean, I would think the church would say that I'm teaching a different gospel, and I mean, I am. I am teaching a different gospel than what the church teaches. The problem I have is that I don't think I'm teaching a new gospel at all. I think I'm teaching the original gospel. At least that's what my goal is, to look at first century. In with first century, there were the church teaches as if there was Jesus and then Peter, the first pope, and then all of Paul's stuff, and then there was this perfect cohesive idea, from Jesus to Peter to the next pope, and all that, and it's like it wasn't that cohesive. I like how there's a guy that a professor that I like, Dr. James Tabor, and he talks about, he uses the phrase Christianities of the first century, because it wasn't Christianity, it was Christianities. There were different sects and different ideas. There were the Ebionites, the Nazarenes. There were followers of Paul, followers of James. I mean, there were a lot of different groups, and it wasn't this one cohesive idea that went from 33 AD all the way to the present. Things were still gelling, things were still morphing in the first couple centuries. I mean, that's why there were people that were excommunicated. People were still trying to figure out which group has it right, and I kind of want to do air quotes, right. Um, it, I don't know. So that's where that lands me. It lands me where I don't have, I obviously don't have all the answers, but I'm trying. I'm trying to learn more, trying to figure out how all of this meshes, how it all comes together. Um, this is probably the shortest video I'll do, um, but I think this is kind of the end of my intro six part series here. I wanted to get a lot of I wanted people to see my videos and see the error in my ways, and have my incorrect theology out there real open, so people are, I don't want to waste anybody's time. I want honestly kind of want to scare some people away from my teachings, because there's a lot of people that are not going to like my teachings because it doesn't fit Christianity, and that's not my goal. um, but I hopefully there will be a remnant that are somewhat interested in what I have to say, after this. We'll see. So thanks.